Always something, dude. Why is this guy gotta be a circle? It's always something. Ah! It's time to drift Turbo Georgie for the first time, and hopefully it is a success. In order to make sure that this goes successfully, there's a few things that I need to do before we go to the drift event. Number one, Georgie still doesn't run correctly, so something's going on. My boy Boof Tuning is going to get back on the beep boops and do some stuff. But I'm leaning towards something being broken. I'm gonna go ahead and replace it. We've got a cam angle sensor on this extra 1.6 engine that I have here. I think that this is the culprit of why my car shuts off sometimes. So if you see here, see how this doesn't move at all? Right here on Georgie is cracked up pretty bad. So what that controls is your ignition, I believe. It reads the cam lobes and da-da-da-da, knows the timing, and then it does the sparky sparks. So Georgie's is a little messed up. You see here, I tried to goop it up with some RTV, but like, see how much play that has, just like my finger touching it? It's not supposed to be like that. So hopefully that will fix one of my issues. Another issue that I have is that the car shuts off if you hit limiter. Not shuts off, it shuts off a couple cylinders. It turns into a Subaru. The limiter is pretty freaking aggressive. So I plan on living on limiter. So Mr. Boof is going to tone back the limiter a little bit so I could basically live on it all weekend. My goal is to just have it on the limiter in second gear and just wop, bop, 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 you know? Another issue we have a turbo right here next to our brakes. What will happen is your brakes will boil over because this thing gets real hot like. And also the track that I'm going to, Thompson Speedway, requires that you have some sort of shield. So what I'm going to do is probably use this hole here and maybe this hole here and make some sort of just little heat shield for the brake master cylinder. Lastly, this is the big one that I'm worried about. Georgie has a welded viscous limited slip from a 1.6 liter, which is probably rated for like 110 horsepower. And he's making a lot more than that. My solution for Georgie's weak diff is a 1.8 liter diff. And in order to swap the 1.8 diff into a 1.6 car, you need 1.8 axles and a 1.8 drive shaft. I believe that's all you need. But it is a worthwhile upgrade if you guys are gonna drift your car or if you're gonna go boosted. So without further ado, let me get this thing in the air and hopefully everything goes well. I hate these axles that are one piece. I like the little half shaft ones. This is what the half shaft ones look like. These ones are sick. This is what I run on my red car. Makes swapping everything out super easy. But I do not have enough of those to spare. So I have one Amazon axle and one OEM axle. Hopefully it holds. It's going to be better than the 1.6 axles that are in there. I can almost guarantee it. So, wish me luck. Oh man, so we're getting into some sketchy territory here. Diff's got to come out. I forgot Alec gave his dad back his transmission jack, and I've been using it for years, dude. And yeah, I forgot that it wasn't here. So I've got a jack on top of this cart, and basically the power plant frame is off, which is sick. Axles are unbolted, which is half the battle, I guess. I'm not gonna pop it out of the diff. I'm gonna leave the diff full of fluid, leave it the fuck alone. I am going to take the bolt off here. There should be those two up there, but one of them's there, and then those ones are snapped. So we've got that one bolt that's probably cross-centered on, and then there's a 17 right there, and then the diff will come down all sketchy like, hopefully not break my little cart. We'll see. Okay, so besides the fact I'm swapping this out because it's a fucking welded limited slip, I want to show you guys the difference. Look at how much different the size is of the 1.8 diff as opposed to the 1.6 diff. Like the carrier itself, where the diff itself is, look at the size difference. So the size difference makes you need to swap the drive shaft as well. The 1.6 drive shaft is a little bit longer. This is a little smaller and petite. This one's a little chunkier. So I'm going to be using a 410 rear end. It's not something I'm choosing out of like a strategy standpoint. It's just the only diff that I have. You know, you can do more research on what you want to do for gearing if you want to drift your car, but this is what I have. This is what I'm using. I got one Amazon axle, one OEM axle. These are the 1.6 axles. You'll notice a little bit different. These ones are a tiny bit thicker, just a little bit thicker. And these ones are also the half shaft style, which I like so much better, honestly, but whatever. This is what we got. It's going to be a pain in the ass to put this in without a freaking, without help or a freaking transmission jack, honestly. This kind of worked well, though. I'm not going to lie. Maybe I could try and put the 1.8 guy on there and then do the same thing in reverse. The only thing I know is going to be a bitch is the axles. So I'm thinking pop the axles into their home first and then kind of angle them down and then lower the car a little bit and then just kind of like kind of feed the axles into the diff and then pop the diff back into its home. Yeah, it's kind of all I can do, really. Oh, man. Every time, dude. Every time I go under here, I'm reminded how fucked it is. All right, well, let's put this diff in and keep moving. Okie dokie, we've got our new diff in. It was kind of a pain in the ass, but it's in there. One thing I didn't realize is that the bolts for the drive shaft are different, so I had to go dig through my mystery bolt bin, try and find random nuts and bolts that will work. I think I found 3 factory bolts for a 1.8 drive shaft, and then this one I had to put in backwards because it's kind of all we had. But we've got our 1.8 drive shaft, we've got our new axle, we've got our old axle. One thing we have a problem with now is that these axles are a little bit bigger. I don't know why this side, see how close it is to the freaking coilover? Real close, but not touching. This side, on the other hand, is touching. So, I can't leave Georgie dirt nasty low. Kind of a bummer, not gonna lie. I like how low Georgie was, and whatever. I'm probably gonna try and use the spanners and pick it up a little bit. Hopefully that will make enough room. Like, I'm assuming that'll help, right? Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, can't drive it the way it is now because the axle is literally touching the coilover, and that'll cause some problems. All right, I went up as little as possible, and while we don't have much space, there is space now. You can see right here, I went up like 1/4 of an inch on both sides, so not too freaking bad. Now, last thing I really need to do is put some fluid in this diff. And I kind of want to run it and flush it all out because I just welded this diff. And I mean, I think I did a pretty good job. This was the best time I've ever welded a diff, and it took the least amount of time. So pretty sick. I'm going to open up the fill. Oh, it's loose. All right, yeah. Tighten this guy up. Make sure you always tighten up your drain before you fill up your diff. Also, I gotta attach this little fella. This stuff is more money. It's like double the amount of regular gear oil, but honestly, it's just so much more convenient with the freaking bag, dude. All you gotta do is you stick the bag in, you go, and then you put a drain pan underneath here, and once it leaks out, you know you are full. I think these Miatas take 1 quart, a little less than 1/4, so squeeze in what I can, let it drip out, and bada bing, bada boom. We are rocking and rolling. Just did a quick oil change, put the exhaust back on, and gooped the hell out of it, so hopefully it doesn't leak. We got our diff full of fluid, and we have clearance on our axles in our race lands. This side's so much different. Like, this one's really close, but clearance is clearance. So, Clarence's parents had a real nice marriage. Next on the agenda, we would like a turbo brake barrier, you know, something to keep this brake master cylinder from getting hot. I mean, honestly, it's probably not going to be very effective, whatever I make, but it's required by tech. So I am going to make something to pass tech. I'm sure the tech people aren't going to be happy about this, but old license plates, I'm going to try and bend and MacGyver my way into passing tech. About this little tinfoil sticker stuff that I found on it. It's for like heat. And then I put a vacuum line on the tippy top so it doesn't look as fucking ghetto. Still pretty haggard though, not gonna lie. I left the Rhode Island license plate on the inside just for some haggard points, because Georgie is as haggard as it gets, honestly. So let me try and figure out a way to mount this with like some hardware. I don't want to use zip ties. I think it'll be a little bit more legit if I use bolts. All right, we got our final product here. Hopefully it passes freaking tech. Looks a little better than I could have made it look. So hopefully that is enough. Like, it's a little low. The fucking brake master cylinder's a little high, but it does give me a little bit of a barrier, so we will see. Last thing I really want to do is I want to change the cam angle sensor. This one is goofed up pretty good. So what I did is I marked it right there. I like scored it. I'm gonna take it out and then try and eyeball on this one, like where exactly the scoring is. That way I can try and line it up the best I can, but after I install this one, I definitely need to bring my laptop down here and shoot base timing just to make sure everything is hunky-dory. So I'm gonna try and slide this out. I don't think I've ever done this. I did actually get this O-ring too. I gotta go grab that now that I think about it. I'm gonna pull the old one off though and go grab the O-ring, go grab my laptop, do some beep boops and timing, then take George for a test drive and hopefully all is well. Oh no! So I went to go take this off and it just ripped this fucker clean. So maybe that has something to do with it too. Okay, well, I'm really hoping I didn't just fuck myself here. Hopefully I can just give it a good old squeeze with some pliers and get this out. But, oh no. Yeah, maybe that will cause some problems, not gonna lie. What a friggin' nightmare, dude. This took me so long to get out of the plug. Oh, shoot. All right, well, hopefully this changes anything. I mean, now that I'm looking at it, I don't know if it will or not, but whatever. We're gonna roll the dice on this new one. I think it'll be something. The only problem is, like, every once in a while the car would just like completely stall out of nowhere, like just idling and then just boom, nothing. So I'm gonna put a new one in. I have to go get a new O-ring. And then, oh my God, what a fucking nightmare, dude. Please run. Holy smokes, that took me so long to get back in for some reason. Like, these little things are lined up all funny. But it's back in, the new one, rather. And I haven't timed it yet. I got it approximately where it needs to be. So hopefully the car will be close enough to start and run and be okay-ish so I can time it. All right, so we have our timing light. If you guys can see here, maybe a little tricky to see, but I set the base timing to 10 degrees, and yeah, it's at fixed timing right now, so I can turn it back to regular, yada, yada, yada. Probably getting warm. Not too bad, actually. Rated operating temp. So we go through spark settings, enable fixed timing, off, burn, close. Cool, now we are back to normal. Sweet. Just like that, Georgie is back in friggin' business, baby. So I'm gonna take him for a ride. I am late to go to dinner, so I'm gonna take him on a little cruise after dinner. Maybe I'll get some clips of him ripping down the road. Definitely need some more tuning work. I don't want to hit limiter, but for now, pretty happy. He's got a different aura to him now. He's turbocharged. He's got that straight pipe silly exhaust. It's freaking loud, it's fast, it's shitty. We love it. Ah, shoot. All right, well, I've made a not so great discovery here. We are leaking quite a bit of coolant from this fucking miserable hose. Look at it. It goes underneath the freaking turbo manifold. God damn. I think it's this one that's leaking. I don't think it's that rad hose, but it's dripping a lot, dude. It left a puddle on the ground. I'm hoping it doesn't leak like a tremendous amount, but like I just noticed it outside there when I left it parked and then came back in. So, not entirely great, to be honest. Let's see what it looks like tomorrow morning when I come in here, what kind of puddle we got on the floor. If it's not leaking tremendously, I'm going to run it, see what happens. Just keep up. I'll bring extra coolant. But if it's bad, I don't know. I really don't want to have to deal with that. That's so far down there. I think we're just going to sand it. It's not leaking too bad. Yeah, come here. Play dumbass. I didn't see that. I'll be honest, I don't know if I've ever given Georgie a car wash after I painted it. So, we'll see. We'll see how Georgie turns out. Honestly, I forgot it looks pretty cool when it's clean, because when he's not clean, it looks like a giant pile of shit. So, alright, well, give him a quick wash. Gonna ignore the coolant leak. It didn't happen. You guys didn't see shit. I didn't see shit. Got to do a couple things inside the car. Just want to give it a little vacuum. I put a Nardi Personal in because that is the wheel that is going to live in Georgie forever now. It is the best suited. It's a little haggard, but it's still pretty cool. So I figured that wheel suits George the best. So give it a wash, see how George looks, and then tomorrow, Mr. Boof Tuning is going to hop on the beep boops and give it a little bit more of a tune, try and adjust the rev limiter situation, and then we can do some pulls. Hopefully Georgie is good to get his ass kicked, honestly, because this whole weekend, he is getting a beat down. This car is such a catfish, dude. Oh my God, it looks so sick. Like, look at the color of this thing. It's like an orangey, purpley mess. I love it. But the car is totaled. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. All right, everybody. I have been doing some beep boops. I don't know if my man Boof Tuning is gonna have time to get to it before I have to leave. So I have been doing some research, and I'm not a tuner man, but I have figured it out a little bit to the point where I can stay on limiter and it doesn't flood it out. There's a setting called rolling limiter, and then there's a fixed limiter, and I guess it was on rolling and I changed it to fixed, and I changed a few other things, and now it's at spark cut. It was at spark and fuel, which is like the safer Like, it cuts all spark and all fuel and da-da-da-da. I changed it back to simply just cut the spark. So it's spitting fuel in and it's going to shoot sick fireballs and it's going to be rich, but it is not flooding it out when I have it on the fixed, what is it? Fixed hard limiter, I think. So correct me if I'm wrong. If you guys know how to make this limiter not awful, then just tell me about it. But for now, I'm happy. For now, I am happy with how it is running. I can hit limiter. It shoots fireballs, doesn't flood out. Should be good enough to drive for this weekend. Last thing I need to do is I need to flush my welded diff. I've been driving it around a little bit, doing some skids here and there. I have fluid in there, and I'm going to drain that out, and it's going to be nasty metal slag. So make sure when you weld your diff, you put some fluid in, you run it for a little bit, and then you drain it out. All right, so Georgie's fluid is honestly not that bad. You see all those metal speckles? That's just slag from the freaking diff. That's just a bunch of leftover metal. Like, you can really see. Like, I don't think there's any major pieces. I think I did a pretty good job welding this one up. The drain bolt has a magnet on it, and it caught all of this stuff. I don't think any of this would have caused any damage, but after I weld the diff, I like to flush it out just because, I don't know. I've had some way bigger pieces of metal, but for this, not too bad. Well, I believe everything is a-okay to drift Georgie for staggered. Hopefully, all is well. Got a few questionable things, like we're leaking coolant still. Gonna pretend like I don't see that. A lot of things are wet. Rev limiter is questionable, but I will bring a laptop, I'll bring some tools, and we'll see how things go. I think that's it for this episode, guys. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next video to watch Georgie do some sliding, along with my Nissan 240SX. It's hiding under blankets right there, but I'm going to be bringing that and Georgie to Staggered Motorsport Festival. That is, if I get this video out today, it is going to be tomorrow, the 29th and the 30th of August at Thompson Speedway. Feel free to come out, hang out. This video might come out later, but if you're there, sick, come for a ride in Georgie. I'll see you later.